All right, it is show time. You are welcome to day three and finale of the Career and Skills Summit. You are welcome. You are welcome. Right from day one to day two, today is day three. From day one, we started talking about personal branding, doing it right. We have Omobabirin Oshudeko to handle that aspect. We call her Coach Minta, that's mommy in abroad. She's from Cote d'Ivoire. We move to the second speaker where we talk about identifying and how to use your untapped potentials. What is talking about how you can see the untapped potential that you have to scale up your personal development, your career, and your business. It was a mind blowing section. Day one was just too mind blowing. I was thinking the day one is mind blowing, but the second day was totally I was having guns up. The second day was talking about how to transition into a new career by Paul Oyewusi. Then the third speaker was talking about harnessing technology for innovation and scale. That's Piti Kobiani from South Africa. Our section was explosive. Paul Oyewusi section was mind blowing. A lot of values were dished out. Today is the third day, the grand finale, and you know what? The best is reserved for the last. Right? The best is reserved for the last. Today's the three have best in the studio already, our fifth speaker for this summit. But before I introduce him, okay, I can see some people are joining us already. Jeremiah, Diane, thank you for joining. Good evening. All right, yes, so excited. Today is the grand finale. I'm so excited too. And I guess and I thought that you two are also excited. Can you tell us, is that just joining? Just tell me the place you are joining us from, the country, your name, and what you have gained so far since the day one of this summit. Remember yesterday that the Career Skill Summit is to make you a better person, to involve into something better, to get you out of your comfort zone and move into a new level of your career, of your personal development. Yes, Dr. Aribi, you're welcome. Yes, today is the grand finale. Share this link with your friends that we are live for the grand finale. Don't miss out. Like I said the other time, my guest speaker is in the studio with me already. The guest speaker is available in the studio. All right. My learning from Offgate. Yes, that's what you have learned from the Offgate Summit. The lessons, maybe from all the past four speakers, your take-home points that really speak to you personally. If you are just joining in, my name is David Akinwale. I'm your anchor for the grand finale of the summit. Today is going to be mind-blowing. Like I said the other time, the best is reserved for the last. So what did you gain so far in the summit, please? Drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the... Yes, opportunities never sleep. Yes, thank you so much. That is from Babalola Balaji section. Opportunity never sleep. You know, it was dropping the Rema so hot. You know, the inspiration, the value was just coming. If you join the section, you can remember what I'm saying vividly. All right. Odun Adeomi, you're welcome. This is a light bubble. All right. Thank you so much for that. Just tell me what you gain from day one, day two, before we move to the grand finale today. Let's just do. So I want to make sure that you are getting something, you are getting value from this summit. All right. So we are just joining in. Maybe this is your first time of joining the summit. I want to give you a shout out. Tell me your name and your country. The name and your country. If you're just joining us for the first time, your name and your country, drop it in the comment section. Let me give you a shout out. I want to recognize you. I'm so pleased and excited that you are here today. Okay, so right now we'll be moving on. Don't have so much time on our disposal. We have a lot to do. Okay, all right. Yes, aim for the bakery, not just the bread. Amazing. Yes, that's pretty Kubiani. She came prepared for us yesterday. She came prepared for us. She clearly came prepared for us. I love the way she started with her story and was able to synergize both of them together with the topic given to her. Aim for the bakery, not just for the bread. Some people aim for the bread, but they don't aim for the bakery. That's where the process is. The process of getting the bread done. All right. So I'm going to introduce our speaker now. I'm going to play his profile. Just sit back and pay attention. Thank you.
Abiodun Mustafa is a personal development expert, business development consultant, and founder of Growth Hub Africa, a community of strategic career leaders and business experts. He helps professionals and businesses through a process of purpose, productivity, and profitability. This he does through speaking engagement, training, personal coaching, and writing. He is a certified business trainer and coach by the German Development Corporation, GES, 2018, and has trained over 2,000 and coached over 45 professionals and business owners. He was selected to be one of the members of the Future of Computing Academy by the Association of Computing Machinery, New York, out of over hundreds of very competitive applications from academic institutions, research labs, and companies all over the world. He is the convener of a city-to-city event, Purpose Hangout, which has impacted over 500 young people from 6 cities in Nigeria. This has led to positioning them correctly for their life's purposes. He has been inspired to write thought-provoking articles and books, which have caused a remarkable transformation of mindsets. He provides narrative, transforming, and soul-inspiring content on YouTube and hosts professionals from various spheres of life on his podcast, Growth Secrets with Abiodun Mustafa. He has been featured on various platforms such as the Young Professionals Forum, The Prophetic Woman, Dear Potential, Sweet FM, Splash FM, KMC TV, EduFrica, Privacity Conference, among others.
All right. So our speaker is here, and you have listened to his profile. So I want you to drop a fire emoji, a round of applause for our guest speaker. His name is Abiodun Mustafa. I don't need to do another introduction again. Can I just welcome him? Welcome him. I can see people online. They're still dropping the nuggets from the past 2 days of the summit. Thank you so much. This is the grand finale. Our guest speaker is on already. You have the floor, so you can go ahead. Thank you.
Wow, amazing to be here. Thank you so much, David Akinwale, for the privilege to be a guest on this amazing summit. Like hearing all the comments, adjectives from all of the speakers, like it will make your heart start doing boom, 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 trying to know, hey, where am I going to feature in here, but it's really amazing. So you're doing an amazing work. You're doing so well. Like seeing the things that
Thank you, sir.
Seeing how you're trying to change narrative is so transforming. I also want to commend all the team that have been working with you. I know it takes a lot to put up a summit together. It's not joke. So if anybody thinks it's a joke, let them try it. Like I know the time investment and all of that. So I really commend you. I celebrate you and I appreciate you so much. Thanks to all of the speakers that have been here before me and to the final speaker that will be speaking after me, because I know that lives are changing, narratives, people are being transformed, lives are being changed, and even much more people are going to get today. So thank you so much for the privilege. Now, this
all right, before you continue, sir, hello, can I come in, sir? Before you continue, I'll be at the back end, so I will leave the screen right now.
All right, it's fine. All right, awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the grand finale of the Career and Skills Summit. An amazing summit that anyone needs to know and anyone needs to be at right now. I can tell you that the things that will change your life most of the times are the little things that you neglect and you don't know what difference they can make in your life. The things that can change your life are the little things you are not paying attention to that can turn your life around. So I want you to do one thing right now as we start. Just make sure you share the link of the YouTube channel to your WhatsApp status and tell people that they need to be here right now because the value is going to be dropping like rain that is not ready to cease. Now, to start with, my topic is dealing with procrastination for productivity. Dealing with procrastination for productivity. Now, I'm going to start by letting you realize that productivity is not first dependent on activity. Productivity is not first dependent on activity, but your mentality. Productivity does not start with the activities and the things that you do. It begins first with a mindset. Most of the time, people think that, oh, I'm productive because of the things I'm doing. I'm productive because I'm available everywhere. No, productivity does not start with activities. It starts with a mentality. Until your mindset is shifted towards being productive, every activity is going to be a waste. Until your mindset is channeled towards productivity, every activity that you do is going to be channeled towards a waste. So you must understand that productivity does not begin with activity. You can do many things, you can be involved with so many things, and yet your results will never match up to your activities. I know right now you can see a lot of people that say, oh, I go to work every day, I wake up early, I do a lot of things, I read a lot of books, I've taken a lot of courses, I've been to a lot of places, I've done a lot of things, but their results do not match up. Why? Because productivity does not start with activities, it begins with your mentality. Until you channel your mentality towards a productive point, every activity that you do, every activity that you are involved in will go down the drain. This is the reason why you will see someone who goes to work every day, someone who is never late to work, wakes up from 7, not even 7. If you are in Lagos, you are awake like around 4 a.m. And the person is awake. The person gets to work very early at 8. And yet the boss keeps saying that, oh, I'm not seeing your effect in this work. Why? Because you are involved in a lot of activities, but you are not being productive. If you're a student right now, you wonder why you attend the class early, you never miss any class, you go, but yet your outcome do not match your activity. That's because productivity does not start with activities, it starts with a mentality. So productivity does not start with an activity, it starts with a mentality. It's possible to be doing a lot of good things and yet not get the right results. It's possible to be doing a lot of good things and yet not get the right results. So you must understand that it's not about the things you are doing, but what are the things that you are going to become? What's going to be the outcomes of the things that you are doing? So it does not first start with the activities you are involved in, it begins with a mentality. Now, what's the second thing I want you to take note? Productivity is more about output than your measure of input. Productivity is more about output than your measure of input. You can be imputing so many things into the business. You can be imputing so many things to learn the skill. You can be imputing so many things to get better. You can be imputing so many things to have a first class. But no one cares about your input until they can see the output. So productivity is more about the output than your input. Productivity is more about the output than your inputs. Right now, you see someone that say, oh, every conference I need to attend. I've read every book that have been recommended. But the question is, does it match up to the output of your life? Does it match up to the output of your results? Right now, you are being recommended to take a lot of skills. Okay, you are the one that will go into digital marketing. You will go into copywriting. You will go into affiliate marketing. You will go into all of the skills available. But when it comes to looking at the results, people cannot really say that you are putting anything in. So you must realize that you are only productive when your output is fulfilling and not just the vast majority of your inputs. Okay, now let me give you, for example, a student who is attending every class, who is never late, whose name is on all the attendance, who submits every assignment, who did not miss any cards, okay, did not miss any tests. He went to the exam hall, and yet this student ended up having average. Now, would you say that student is productive? No. Even though he gave a lot of inputs, but the output cannot match up. Number two example, an employee who wakes up every morning, all right, catches the early morning flights, or not flights, early morning bus, and gets to the office every day at 7 a.m. But yet, the company where he or she works is not being profitable. Are you going to say that employee is productive? So you must realize that it's not about the things you are doing. It's not about your availability in the office, but what impact can be felt in the place that you work. You say, yes, I volunteer for that team. I'm involved in volunteering for them. I've always been there. You even get a branded t-shirt and you take a selfie. But you are only productive when we see your usefulness. So you must realize that it's not about being available, but what can we see from the output that you give in? Let me give this last example. You are currently willing to learn a skill. You are watching a lot of videos on YouTube. You are going for a lot of courses. You are reading a lot of books. But right now, that skill is not matching up to a result, which should be the revenue that you get from the things that you give out. The revenue from the value you are always giving out. So you must know that you are not productive because you are doing many things. You are productive because you have results for the things that you do. All right, I will go over it again. You are not productive because of the many things you are doing. You are productive because of the results that we can see from the things that you are doing. Okay, so you must understand the point that it's not about the many things you are doing, but it's about the result that can be seen from the things that you're doing. Okay, now I understand that you have learned in the past. Let me redefine procrastination for you. Let me redefine procrastination for you. I know that in the past, okay, I know that in the past, what you have learned about procrastination is that procrastination has been defined to you as putting to a later time the thing that you should do at a particular time. Okay, putting okay. All right, I don't know if you can still hear me. If you can still hear me, please let me know so I can move on.
I can hear you, sir. Continue.
Okay, please drop a comment. Let me just be sure that you all can hear me so I can continue.
Yeah, that's why
Okay,
I'm showing some of the response. Continue.
Okay, I think Mr. Akinwale is trying to come up. I want to be sure you can hear me.
Continue. I can hear you. Continue. Please continue. Continue, sir.
All right, all right. Please, if you are listening, please can you just all right, awesome. I can see Adeyemi Anita saying, okay, so I just move on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that comment. I want to be sure I'm not just speaking to the head. Now, procrastination have been defined to you to mean putting to a later time the thing that you should do now. But that definition is incomplete. Now, procrastination in the actual sense is proposing to do the right things that you should do right now, to a later time. Okay? Procrastination is proposing to do the right things that you should do right now to a later times. Why? Because there are a lot of wrong things that you can do right now. So procrastination in the actual concept is when you begin to postpone or when you begin to propose to do the right things that you should do right now to a later time. When you're proposing it to a later time, they are the right things that are meant for your career. They are the right things that are meant for your destiny. They are the right things that are meant for your life. They are the right things that are meant for your future. They are the right things that are meant for your academics. They are the right things that are meant for your family. When you choose not to do those right things right now, you're a procrastinator. If right now, at the young state of your life, you should be investing in valuable knowledge, you should be attending career and skill summits that will transform your life, and you are saying, oh, I don't really need it right now, and then you are proposing it to a later time, you are a procrastinator. So when you propose, when you propose to to do the right things that you should do right now to a later time, you are a procrastinator. And the right thing here means that you have to be deliberate about the activities you are involved in. About the activities you are involved in. It's possible to procrastinate the destiny of your life. It's possible to procrastinate the greatness of your life. It's possible to procrastinate the, the celebration that you should enjoy when you are young. If right now you're a young person and when there are things that matter that you should begin to imbibe, you say, oh, I'm still very young. You are procrastinating. Why? Because there are many things you should become when you are still very young. When you put them to a later time, you are already procrastinating. So procrastination is not just about, I want to read a book, I said I will read it later. Oh, I want to attend a conference, I say I will do it later. Oh, I want to write a book, I said I would write it later. It's not about, oh, I'm going to meet someone, I'm going to do it later. Even the matter of destiny, you can procrastinate it. You can procrastinate the matter of destiny. And that's why if you're a young person, you are listening to me, when I say young, relatively young, which means if you are still less than 45, you are still young, which means right now, if people keep selling to you and you begin to imbibe in your mind that you are young, I tell you, you will wake up someday and realize you're 45. So ask yourself, are you really young? So you see a lot of young people procrastinating their glory. Why? Because if right now you are in Africa, you are comparing yourself with your classmate in school. You are comparing yourself with the person you graduated together. And then you are procrastinating the glory that you should get right now. You know, some people say right now, I am very young. But yet some people today, Sunday, went to churches and they called the name of Jesus. But the Jesus that you called started doing something deliberate at the age of 12. When you were 12 years old, what were you doing? And right now you are around 20 something, you are 30 something, and yet you are procrastinating the dream that should happen in your life right now. I'm sorry, I'm not here to joke with you. And every time I come to speak to people, I take it as a matter of destiny, and I never plan to waste people's time. That's because the matter of destiny is real. Now, let me redefine the concept of productivity to you before I go back to procrastination. Productivity comes from two things. Productivity comes from product and activity. If your activity is not leading to a product, which is an outcome, you are only wasting your time. And every moment you waste your time, you are wasting your life. So productivity means there is a product. There is something that can be seen. There is something that is coming out from every investment. So there is a product to your activity. You are not just active, but we can see the product to the activities you are involved in. So you need to make up your mind today that you are not going to be involved with any activity that is not adding to your progress. It is progress over activity. Don't be the type who went everywhere, doing everything, doing many things, and at the end of the day, you look back at the inventory and event log of your life and you are only full of regrets. You must focus on productivity. You must focus on what? Focus on productivity. If anyone can hear me, let me see you say focus on productivity. Focus on productivity. Let me see it in the comment section. Focus on productivity. Focus on productivity. Let me see that you are getting value. Focus on productivity. Focus on productivity. Okay, focus on productivity. Yeah, let me see it. All right, thank you, Henry. Focus. Say no to procrastination. Awesome. Say no to procrastination. Now, I wrote down here, I said, the competence of first shielding your mind from what makes you procrastinate is premium to your career success. I'll take that again. The competence of shielding your mind from what makes you procrastinate is premium to your career success. Like I said, procrastination and productivity does not start with activity, it starts with your mentality. Now, the ability to shield your mind from the things that make you procrastinate is premium to your career success. Out of many things people have told you, you are going to find this very funny and humorous, and you find it very true, because I'm going to start shaking some tables. They will be burnt into ashes that you will not be able to sit on them again. There are some words that people have said over time that they look like, oh, wonderful quote, amazing, that people have hyped all those things. But those things are the reason why a lot of people have become master procrastinators. Should I list them? Number one, when we get to the bridge, you'll cross it. Have you heard that statement before? Of course. People will tell you, when we get to the bridge, we will cross it. And people used to see it as hype word. And they begin to feel, oh, yeah, when we get to the bridge, you'll cross it. But you know what? A lot of people get to that bridge and they still fall into the ditch. So you know the reason why some people procrastinate their greatness? They procrastinate the accomplishment they should have had. They are always waiting till they get to the bridge. And when they now get to that bridge, they are still ignorant about how to cross it. So when you should become deliberate right now about the matters of your career, about the matters of leadership, about the matters of progress, about the matters of impact, about the matters of greatness, you are waiting until you get to the bridge for you to cross it. But you know what? You will still get to that bridge, and you will not know that that bridge has a lot of crack, and you will still fall into that 3rd million bridge. You will still fall into the sea. Why? Because you are waiting until you get to the bridge. Such statements are dumb statements. You do not get to the bridge to cross it. You position yourself with relevant knowledge to know how to cross the bridge. I said, you do not wait to get to the bridge to start preparing to know how to cross it. You build capacity, you position with relevant knowledge to know how to cross the bridge when you get there. So don't procrastinate the competence of your positioning and then get into the ditch and get into the sea and get into the trouble and problems that many get into. They will say, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. Cancel it out. Number two, there are a lot of people that say what like, I cannot come and kill myself. Have you heard it before? I cannot come and kill myself. So you see a lot of young people lazy around. Your mates in the first world nation, they are building the next solution you are going to download on your app. What are you building? So you procrastinate your greatness. You said, I cannot come and kill myself. So somebody right now, you have a colleague in the university who is doing everything to study how to excel. And you say, I cannot come and kill myself. And that person is doing everything, going to the library, attending tutorials, asking questions in class. And yet you are the one that will say he's proving that he knows so much. You are the same person that when that person is called forth as a first class student on the day of convocation, you'll be clapping for them. And yet you say, I cannot come and kill myself. You are not reading. I cannot come and kill myself. You are not enrolling into Alpha Global Leadership Academy courses. You are saying, I cannot come and kill myself. And you see many of your colleagues building themselves in leadership, and tomorrow they begin to command conglomerates, and you feel that you become mates, and you are procrastinating your greatness. You say, I cannot come and kill myself. Right now, some of your mates are taking courses. They are trying to do a lot of things. They are building competencies. They are studying hard. And all you are saying is, I cannot come and kill myself. You come back at night from work. You sleep over the day. You wake up the next morning. You have never added anything to your life. All you are saying is, I cannot come and kill myself. Those statements are not made for those who command impact. Look at the eyes. Look at the face of David Akinwale. Look at his face. You can see that the face is not looking like it's bright and shining. A lot of work has been put into the swimming. Tomorrow, when he begins to command impact, somebody will say, look at them. So this is what this guy has been doing. Many of them are saying, I cannot come and kill myself. Sometimes I've been at work and people will leave the workplace and go, and I will still remain in the office and be working. And yet these people expect that by the time publications are coming out, we are going to have the same number of publications. It's not going to be so. They cannot kill themselves. But I'm investing my time in doing things that will pay in the future. So you must realize that you are an outcome today of the things you procrastinated yesterday. And your tomorrow will be an output of the things you are procrastinating today. You are a product of the things you procrastinated yesterday. And your tomorrow will be the product of the things you are procrastinating today. Cancel that statement out of your mind and say, I cannot come and kill myself. Number 3, some people are just made for success, not all of us. So when people make that statement and say some people are just made for success, not all of us, why is it that it is you that have chosen to fail? So you now begin to procrastinate the things that should make you succeed. You procrastinate the things that should make you great. Right now, some people are just dreaming that someday something will just carry them and they'll get a scholarship and go abroad. I know the next speaker will be speaking on that. And yet you don't have a passport. Yet you don't know what is required to make it. Yet you don't know what is required to succeed in your business. Promotion will come and you are not promoted. And you don't ask questions that will make people progress in that area of career. You are just saying, oh, the people that get jobs abroad, they are just lucky. You do not ask for what they are doing so you can do them. You keep saying, we are not all made for success. Maybe some are made to fail. Why should it be you that will fail? There are many of it I would have disrupted. I would have shaken many tables and scattered them. But I will just take one more. Number 4, some people, I know since when you've been young, you've always had this, since when you've been in maybe nursery school. Do your best and leave the rest. Hey, someone look at me and say, this guy is strange. Like, I was wrong with that one again. You see that statement? Do your best and leave the rest. Is the reason why some people are not going the extra mile. Do your best and leave the rest. Is the reason why a lot of people are average. Do your best and leave the rest. Is the reason why a lot of Africans cannot command global impact. It's the reason why a lot of Africans cannot command global impact. Do your best and leave the rest. Is the reason why a lot of people will say, I studied this kind of course. That is this disadvantage. And yet people are switching career. They will say, do your best and leave the rest. But you know what? You see the rest you are leaving is the extra mile someone is going. And that's the reason why you are not at the same level. You see the rest you are leaving, that you do not build the leverage. You do not build the relationship. You do not build a structure. You do not build a system that can cater for that rest. It's the exact reason why you will not be at the same level with someone who is going the extra mile. Do your best and leave the rest. Cancel it out of your mind. Now, quickly, what are 4 things you can begin to do to overcome procrastination? I came up with a system called the SPID formula. Speed, SPID formula. S stands for schedule, P stands for prioritize, I stands for instruct, and D stands for discipline. If you want to deal with procrastination in any area of your life, you need to take that speed pill. You need to take that speed pill. And you know something? You cannot buy that drug anywhere. SPID, schedule, prioritize, instruct, and discipline. Let me take it one after the other. Schedule. Now, let me tell you what my Sundays are like. If it's something you want to begin to imbibe. You know, at the time, someone was asking me, like, how do you do a lot of the things that you do? You're online, you're an educator, you also have your programs, you also take sessions, you hold talks and all of that. How do you do all of those things? On my Sundays, I take time to meditate. I take time to introspect. And from my introspection, I begin to schedule my Monday to Saturday. The reason why people can make you do things for them and yet you look back and realize that you have wasted a lot of time is always because you do not have a schedule for your life. You do not have a schedule for your assignment. You do not have a schedule for your purpose. You do not have a schedule for where you're going. You don't have a schedule for your career. From Monday to Saturday, have a task you want to do on Monday. Don't let people come with their tasks and then you accomplish their own goal, but the goal of somebody you did not achieve is your own. The only goal you chose not to achieve is yours. Have a schedule for your life. Have a schedule for your day. Have a schedule for the things you have to do every day. Have a schedule. Okay, on Sundays, Mondays, what do you have to do? I can even show you. I think I have it here so that it's not going to be, oh, this guy is just teaching. All right, you can see Monday to Saturday. So I teach what I practice and I practice what I teach. Schedule. You schedule your day. Now, what should be in your schedule? Number one, ask yourself, what should I do today? What should I do today? Number two, who should I talk to today? Who should you talk to today? Number three, where should you go to today? So you cannot just go anywhere. If you don't have a schedule, you will go anywhere. And when you go anywhere, you will get anything. Remember, I said the ability to do the right things right now. So who should I talk to today? What should I do today? Where should I go today? So you don't just call anybody. You have deliberate people you want to speak to for that day. Those are things you have to begin to bear in mind. Who should I talk to today? Where should I go today? What should I learn today? What should I learn today? Those are the things that should be in your schedule. What should I learn today? Let no day go without you learning something new. What should I learn today? What should you learn today? Don't just say, I want to be the best. You know, a lot of people say a lot of funny things. I want to be the best copywriter in the world. But every day of your day, what are you learning about copywriting? I want to be the best public speaker in Africa. What are you learning about copywriting, about public speaking every day? I want to be the best in business. Pastor Bolaji, I've already spoken. He's spoken a lot of things. Are you learning from him? Are you listening to him? All right. I want to be a leader that can command massive impact. David Akinwale is there for you. Are you learning from him? What should I learn every day? What should I learn every day? Those are things that should make up your schedule. When you have things to learn, you will not be following series on Netflix. And at the end of the day, you are more ignorant than you were yesterday. Sorry, if I'm shaking your table, maybe you should just take it like that. I'm sorry. I don't think I know any better way to put it. So there are people right now, you will follow every series of the new movie coming out, but there is no new knowledge added to your mind, and you expect to command massive impact. So you keep procrastinating. You keep procrastinating. Have a schedule. Have a schedule for your life. That's why if someone is inviting you for a birthday party, someone is inviting you for a party, someone is inviting you for an event, what do you have to do? Check your schedule. Do I have space for that in my schedule? If not, say, oh, I'm so sorry. I would have loved to be around, but I have something urgently I have to do. You see people that every Saturday they have, in Nigeria, there's something called Owambe. Owambe is when people go for parties, they just felicitate and they do all of those things. Every Saturday they are going for Owambe. But ask them something new about their industry. They are not aware. They don't know. Why? No schedule. So they procrastinate. Oh, I will read. Some people right now, you have bought leadership book in January, but till now you have not finished reading it. Some people right now, you have brought business books since January. Right now, you have not read it. But every Saturday, you are available for Owambe. Every Saturday, you are available. Every Saturday, you are available. Every Saturday, you are there. Okay? But yet, you procrastinate the right things. That's why I say procrastination is putting to a later times the right things that you have to do right now. Very funny. Very, 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 very serious things that you need to take note of. Okay, now P is prioritize. Prioritize. By the time you write all those things in your schedule, can you begin to prioritize? What's the first thing I have to do? When I'm done with that, what's the second? When I'm done with that, what's the third? When I'm done with that, what's the fourth? And then you have somewhere where you write it down. Don't just have schedule in your head. Write it down. Put it down. When you put it down, there's a connection with your neural system that gives you a consciousness to carry it out. Okay, you wake up every morning, you write it down. You see people, oh, what's your plan today? I have it in my head. You have it in your head? That's the reason why you are not productive. You have it in your head? That's the reason why you are not better off than somebody who is writing it down. You feel you are smart enough, so you have all your schedule in your head. Oh, that's the reason why you are not accomplishing so much like you should in your career field. Write it down. Okay? So you prioritize. You begin to say, okay, this should go first. Sometimes someone comes with an urgent task. What do you have to do? Attend to the urgent and important. Okay? Before you go to the important but not urgent. Before you go to the urgent but not important, and then the not urgent, not important. Okay, so you just want to talk to a friend and say, hello, what are you doing? You're wasting time. Gather time. Okay, and one thing that you must realize when you are prioritizing is that you must ensure that many of the tasks are contributing to who you want to become, what you want to accomplish. You are not just randomly bringing tasks together here and there. Because of time, I go to the I has to do with instruct. I know I'm out of time. Mr. David wants to send me away. Even though you took my time doing a lot of introduction, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You are my host, so I respect you. So instruct. So in instructing, you begin to speak to your tasks. So what do? You focus until completion. You focus until completion. You have to apply for a scholarship program. You focus until completion. Don't try to apply for a scholarship program and then you begin to let notification come up on your mobile phone. You go there, you spend 20 minutes, and by the time you are coming back, you don't have the maximal energy to go back to the things that you have done. Okay, don't say, oh, I will do it later. You focus until completion. Focus until it has been completed. That's the way to maximize your task. And then lastly, it has to do with discipline. It has to do with discipline. If you want to deal with it, you have to be disciplined. Sometimes, let me tell you one trick that I use. Sometimes if I have to do a very important task, I put my phone away from the place I can hear it, from a place I can touch it, and from a place I can see it. Okay, there are times I've had to lock my phone in the wardrobe just to be able to sit down and focus until completion. Some of you need to do that right now. Sometimes you want to do something very important, you're reading and your phone is doing tukum, tukum, tukum. Before you know it, you are distracted and you can't maximize the moment. So it's very important that you build a system of focus until completion. And this is one more thing I want to add before I'm out of here, is that be willing to commend yourself. Okay, be willing to commend yourself, be willing to reward yourself for the little wins so that you can build motivation for the big tasks. Be willing to commend yourself for the little wins so that you can build motivation for the big tasks. If you are really ready to change your life and you are willing to become phenomenal, you must let go procrastination in your life. This is my parting word. Make sure you keep winning unapologetically, keep wowing your world, and keep changing your world. Thank you for having me for this year's Career and Skill Summit. Cheers.
Amazing. Awesome. Mind-blowing. Thank you so much for that mind-blowing section. Oh, I can see the comment section are already booming. So you are free to ask your questions. ask your questions, can drop fire emojis for me. He deserves that fire emoji. So practical and straight to the point. Right, straight to the point. Please ask your questions. Please drop it in the comment section, and then I'm going to. People are still dropping nuggets and quotes from your section. All right, time to ask questions. Please ask your question. Yes, don't put. Some people they like putting their goals in their head. What they want to do every day. Write it down. No, one thing that you said that really, a lot of things that you have mentioned today, I've talked about are on point. But I love this particular thing. Productivity does not start with activity, but with your mentality. That is the point. It is your mentality. So when you have the mindset of a productive, like if that thing is in your mindset already, it guides your journey, it guides how you do things. Okay. So guys, it's time to drop, ask your question. Please ask your question. They are still dropping nuggets. It's time for questions. It's showing that people get value from this. I saw one comment. Let me see if I can see it again. Let me see the comment. The person was yes, more value gotten. I was able to trace this comment. Okay, it's time to ask questions. Please ask your question. Ask your question before our guest speaker will leave the studio right now. Okay, this particular person said thank you. It was mind blowing. Yes, you can get across to him on Facebook. That's Abiodun Mustafa on Facebook. Search for his name. You will see him on social media handles. That's still dropping nuggets from there. Ask your questions. I want to believe you have one or two things you need to clarify. I need to ask so that we not keep our guest speaker waiting in the studio. Ask your question. I know today is the grand finale, and we have so much in store for us. Okay, so in case there's no question, we'd love to call it a day from here. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Bedo. I'm so much grateful. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a great honor and privilege. Please keep doing what you do. The world is watching, and more are waiting to benefit from the amazing things that you're doing. Thank you so much, everyone. It's a great privilege to be here. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. All right, sir. Thank you. All right. So, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us for the fifth edition. I mean, the fifth speaker round. Fifth edition is coming. Okay. So, I would love to hear from you. Or I can see the comment section is booming. I want to play a video for us just to inspire and prepare us for the next speaker. It's just a motivation and inspirational video. Before that, after the final speaker section, I have some things to tell us. So please don't be in an hurry. Stay tuned and watch this video. I hope it inspires you. Okay, all right. So I hope you enjoyed that video and learn one or two things. Okay, so this summit is powered by Alpha Global Leadership Academy, a partner and the Leadership Development Institute. All right, so we have been in existence for the past 2 years. This is our third year right now, and we have trained over 900 leaders, participants, students, individuals across Africa and beyond. Okay, so you are welcome. This is the first time of joining this summit. I love to see your comment. Tell me your name and your country you are joining us from. So while we wait for our last speaker, I know Nigerians that are used to this longer Japa. Japa. All right, it's not only Japa we're talking about here. We're talking about abroad opportunities. We're talking about how you can go to process your studying abroad to scale up your personal development, your career development, the business, or whatever you want to do. So it is a whole lot of things embedded in a topic. So I love you to stay behind and pay attention. If you're first time of journey, please drop your name and tell me your country you're joining us from. Okay, I can still see comments from the last section. Okay, yes, it was really mind blowing. It's an unsolved section. All right, yes, you're all getting this thing for free. And after the last section, we need to appreciate our speaker and then the volunteer, the team for a great job they have done in putting up this summit. So I would love you to celebrate them. I'm going to be showing you some slides. So I want you to drop in the comment section fire emojis, showing your appreciation to them for the job they have done. It's not an individual effort, it's a work of a whole team to come together and we put this up. So let me introduce myself if you don't know my name. My name is David Akinwale and I am the anchor. Of course, I'm trying to shy away from something because I'm just saying it. I'm the convener of this summit. All right. So I try as much as possible not to say that. Okay, anchor is cool, right? I'm your host and your anchor. Call it moderator, right? So I would love to see your comments. This is the first time of joining us in this summit. Tell me your name and your country. I want to give a shout out. So just for a few minutes, you're waiting for our next speaker. So we're talking about guidelines. Some people don't know. They want to leave the country. You want to leave your country from Kenya to UK, Kenya to Canada, from Nigerian to Canada to Cyprus. There are steps, there are guidelines you need to know. So you're welcome to Career and Skills of 2022, where you are reawakened to go beyond your comfort zone and develop your potentials. Where you could connect you with people of like passion. You connect with people of like passion, or will energize you, and then you will evolve into a better version of yourself. So it is all about you. It is all about you majorly. So when you are transformed, you have that mental transformation, you can produce results. You can produce what you are trying to do. Okay. Upscale is to develop your existing potential. You have a potential already. You have talent. You have skill. You have ability. Remember the first speaker was saying yesterday, you have ability, you have skills, so you need to discover them and know where you fall into so that you know the career path you need to know, you know the kind of skill you need to learn, and relative to your personality. We talk about personal branding, we talk about identifying untapped potentials, we talk about harnessing technology for innovation and scale, we talk about how to transit from one career to another. We just finished talking about how to deal with procrastination for productivity. All right. So upscale is to capitalize on what you are. All right. What you are to be. That's what upscale is about. You need to capitalize on what you ought to be. So we are giving you all these things so that you can become what you ought to become and who you want to be. Okay. So your becoming is as a result of your process, is as a result of the capacity you have built, is as a result of your intentionality in paying attention to learning and focusing on the journey. All right. So upscale also means to evolve from your present to the future. You cannot what you want to become in life, what you aim to, the future that you see in the 5 years, you need to capture it in your mind. So you're evolving is a process. You're on a journey. So you need to flow with the process. You need to enjoy and be deliberate with your learning. You need to do something. Do something every day in the line of your career and your chosen field. Okay, thank you so much. If you hear me, please can you drop a comment? I want to know. All right, upskilling, evolving. Yes, exactly. You're joining us for the first time. Once again, I want to give a shout out. So if there's no first time, and that is to say that all the people I have on this summit following us, you'll be following us from day one, or you joined us yesterday. That's the day two. Today is the grand finale, and is loaded. We have it loaded for you. Yes, thank you for the response. Loaded for you. The best is reserved for the last. The best is reserved for the last. All right. Our next speaker is in the studio already. Thank you for the feedback. Our next speaker is in the studio already, and I will read about. Therefore, we move into the section. So just stay put, and I'm going to play a biography. I mean, a profile rather for us.
Deborah Kolade is a graduate of law and international business law from Guyane American University, Cyprus, and University College London, respectively. She is the CEO of Cowfield Consulting, an educational and tourism consulting firm. Deborah started in 2017 to provide links to global opportunities on her WhatsApp status, and from there she built a community of hopefuls who rely on her daily posts for global opportunities. This was vetted from the need to make global opportunities more accessible to the average Nigerian at no cost. A significant number of persons have gotten admission abroad and even scholarships through the posts and links posted daily on our WhatsApp status. However, as the community of hopefuls began to increase, some persons out of trust demanded Deborah handles their applications, which includes admission, scholarship, and visa, due to her knowledge and expertise in this field. This led to the start of Cowfield Consulting in January 2022. Today, Deborah is able to maintain providing free links to study abroad and scholarship opportunities while attending to those who wouldn't mind paying to process their applications at a cost.
Okay, so we have a speaker already. She will talk about insights and guidelines to studying abroad. You have the stage, man. If you can hear me, I'll be at the back end right there with you in the studio.
Right.
You're welcome,
Good
man.
evening
You
to
can have the floor.
everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Right.
So the comment section is booming already. All right.
Okay.
Yes. You can go ahead, man.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to be here. I'm glad I'm in your midst. I'm just having a little bit of technical issues on my end, trying to share my screen for this presentation.
All right. Sorry. I have to interrupt you. If you want to share your screen, can you see there's a space for that, the share button. Can you just check the
Yeah.
studio section, man? Just click on it.
Okay.
So you will see a section whereby you see our pictures together. Then you see another option beside you to share a PDF file. All right, I've seen it. Okay, there we
Right.
go.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
Right. Mm, okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to be in your midst. I would go straight to the reason why I'm here this evening. I am Deborah Colade, and I'm the CEO of Corfit Consulting. We're an educational consult. We also do a bit of, tourism and, you know, vacation, but our specialty is educational consultation and, study abroad related issues. So, yeah, today I'll be talking to you on insights and guidelines to studying abroad. And, yeah, we are registered. We're registered with CAC. We're not just, you know, a Wakabai agent. We're registered with CAC. We know what we're doing. I'm a lawyer by profession. So, um, and a little bit about me, I studied abroad myself. I have two postgraduate degrees. I got all my degrees from, the UK, from America, from Cyprus. So I'm talking from a place of experience. I'm talking from a place of knowledge and something I have done over time, over and over again. And I actually do know my way around, navigating visa, study applications, and whatnot. Yeah. So basic requirements, if we're trying to go abroad, there's some basic requirements you need to have, which are your if you're undergraduate, you need to have your WIC, you have to have your NECO, you have to have your GC, whatever it is, whichever one you have, and qualifies for your application. Because some schools will say, okay, WIC, we don't accept NECO. Some will say whatever it is, as long as it's you know it's at the same level and you have five, basic five credits, including English and Maths, you're good to go. But when you're looking at postgraduate degrees, you then have to start talking about, specific requirements, because when you're going for a master's degree abroad, depending on the country or the school in question, is it the ranking of the school, then the requirements begin to differ. Because if you're going to a university or a school that ranks maybe top 5 or top 10, they are going to specifically request for maybe first class graduates, minimum of 2-1, all of those things. But yeah, if you're going to just normal schools with also good rankings, but they are not particular about maybe you graduating with a first class, or they may accept 2-1, 2-2. But it's also very important to note at this point that if you're looking at places like Canada and some really good schools in Canada, they would not accept a 2-2 for a master's, for a direct master's program. Also, you need to have your transcript. You have to have your transcript from your undergraduate, course. So there's something we call the postgraduate diploma, postgraduate certificate. Universities offer this program. In Canada, colleges offer this program. We have colleges in Canada that offer postgraduate degree, diploma, certificate. So this set of people, these colleges and programs in university accept 2-2, they accept third class. Also, if you want to change your career path, so if probably you studied physics in undergraduate and you're now looking at going into a different field. You study physics in your undergraduate degree, but maybe you have worked in the banking industry for 5 years, and you are then looking at how to, you know, you're looking at how to have a certification around the job or the specific job description you're now doing, and you need a certification around that. Postgraduate diplomas, certificates are your best option. So yeah, checklist for if you want to travel abroad, there's some specific things you need to have. Your international passport is very, very key. You know, a lot of people reach out to me sometimes and they're like, I want to travel abroad, I want to travel abroad. I'm like, okay, fine. You know, and my first question to them is not, do you have a passport? Because for me, I'm wondering, why are you telling me you want to travel abroad if you don't have the simplest thing like an international passport? And then we go into the conversation, and I then realize that at the point I'm asking them, we've talked about, you know, what's your choice of course, what countries are you looking at, you know, and we've talked around that for a few minutes, and I then say, all right, do you have an international passport? And they say no. I mean, it blows my mind. Why are we talking about why are we talking about what country you want to go to, what course you want to study when you don't even have an international passport? This is very key. And as simple or as basic as this sound, I have a number of persons in my DM every single day saying they want to travel abroad who haven't even initiated the process of getting their international passport. That's the first thing you should get before you even start thinking or dreaming about going abroad. Yeah. So after getting that, if you're trying to go abroad for your master's degree, you have to get your transcript. We're in a country, especially in Nigeria, we're in a country where it's not very easy to get your transcript. I mean, for those who studied abroad, you understand how transcript is a non-issue. Once you are graduating, they give you copies of your transcript, not even one. They give you copies of your transcript with your certificate and everything. So you don't even have an issue with saying, oh, I'm trying to get my transcripts. That's not even in question. But unfortunately, in a country like Nigeria, it's a whole lot of work to get your transcript out. So this is something you should put in mind if you are thinking of traveling abroad in the nearest future, going through the study, route. You should know that transcript is something you should work towards, because also this is a very important point to make here, because I've seen people lose admission and lose great global opportunities because they don't have their transcript available. You have right before you and a scholarship opportunity you can apply for, and you're looking at it and you don't have your transcript. You go ahead to apply for it, and they tell you, yeah, from everything you've submitted, from your essays, from your write-ups, from everything, you seem to be a good fit for this, but we just need to get your transcript. We need to see your transcript. And they run helter-skelter, especially when if this happens when ASU is on strike, like now, and worse still, if the non-academic staff are on strike too, that person is done. That person is done, because scholarship opportunities are time bound. Like, you have to submit the required documents within a specified period of time. So when that happens and you don't have your transcript and you're in a system that does not work, you can't find a way to get your transcript out, that's the end of it. The opportunity is just going to go by like that. So the next point is academic workplace references. If you're studying, if you're going for your master's or any postgraduate degree, your PhD, you know that getting an academic reference from either your supervisor from the past or lecturers that have taught you in the past who have a good understanding of your research skills, of your grades, and how well you did your intellectual capacity and all of these things. People who can write good please, this as academic reference, I don't know how to put this, but getting someone to actually write a reference from you You don't just wake up and say, oh, that lecturer taught me. He taught me so and so course. Let me reach out to him to write this. Admission officers, people who deal with your applications for a program in universities you apply to, take references very serious. And unfortunately, you might not even get to know what that lecturer has written about you, because some of your applications will just send a link to fill to the name of the lecturer, or the details of the lecturer you have put down to them, and the lecturer fills that and sends it, just submits it to them. So you don't want to be putting down the name of a lecturer or a professor who knows nothing about you, and when they ask him, what can you say about this applicant, he responds and says, he's smart, he's brave, he's intellectual, those are just words people throw around. They are just English language. You need to be certain that you're writing the detail of a professor or a lecturer that at least knows you to a certain level, and would go. There's a difference between someone who knows you to a certain level and someone who would actually go out of his way to portray you in a good light. These are different things. So be certain you are putting down the details of a lecturer, and this applies to both your academic reference and to your workplace reference. So if you have you have job experience, work experience, and you're trying to get a reference from your workplace, don't get a reference from just anybody that is available to give you a reference. No. Be certain you're getting reference from a supervisor that knows you, and knows you to a certain extent, where he's ready to go out of his or her way to actually portray you in a good way. And when I mean portray you in a good way, it's not also throw, exaggerate or paint you in a certain way that you are not. No, but someone who is detailed enough to say, I know this person has done this and this with me. We've worked on a project together. During that project, he did this, he carried out this, he delivered in time, he did this, a go-getter, he works under intense pressure, this, that. For your academic reference, someone who is saying, this person stood out in class, he was always attentive, he was always, ready to take on challenges, ready to take on tasks, ready to, represent his class during group work and group project. He's determined. People who would talk from a place of personal, knowledge and interest. This is very important. Your academic CV. I know a lot of people don't know that there's a difference between your work CV and your academic CV. So the CV you would need for getting a job is totally different from the CV you need when you are applying to universities abroad. There's something called, especially when you're applying from the postgraduate level, master's, PhD, you need to have a well-written academic CV. And this is totally different. In your academic CV, you need to, please, when you're writing CVs, there's nothing like married. When you're applying abroad, what is sustainable in Nigeria is totally different from abroad. Like when you're applying abroad, they don't care whether you're married or you're single. They don't care for your age. They don't care for your village. They don't care for all of those things. They don't even care for your nationality. Because while you're filling your portal, your application on your portal, they've already asked those questions. Where are you from? What country are you from? Where do you live? You don't need those extra details on your CV, academic CV. You don't need it for no reason whatsoever. Do you need to write your age, your village, your hometown? Please, it's not needed. All those information are non-essential. What should be on your academic CV is your past universities, educational detail, your work experience, your research experience, your volunteer experience, your research interest, your awards, your volunteer experience. I've said that, your awards, your honors, conferences you've gone to, seminars you've gone to, additional certificates you've applied for and you've had, short courses, just certifications, research interest, research experience, volunteering experiences. These are the things we need to see. Things that have to do with your career path and, how well you've progressed over time in your career. That's what they want to see. When you're applying abroad, especially for scholarship and all of these things, they want to see in your CV that you've had volunteering experiences. You volunteered for, within your field. You've done some charity work here and there. You've done, just things that show that you are committed to your career and you have done some part of giving back within that field, whether paid internship, experiences and all of these things. Very important. And as much as some people look back, I know some people might be listening and say, oh, I'm not in the situation where I volunteered and done. It doesn't have to be one significant experience. The mistake we make most times is that we don't sit back and think about those little things we've done in our community and tie those little things to the bigger picture you're trying to paint in your application. So it could just be as little as you've donated blood. You're in the medical field, you're applying for a scholarship, and you have once donated blood somewhere. That falls into, you've done something great. You've saved a soul. So you can write that and say, under your volunteering experience, write that you've donated blood. As simple as that. You don't have to do much. You're applying for political science, blah, blah, blah. You joined the End SARS protest. You are the answer. You just attach pictures of you, carrying the placards and all of these things, you being at the protest ground, all of these things, they count. So they don't have to be, oh, you volunteered in a corporate setting, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just being able to tie your little experiences on a day-to-day basis to your, application. So yeah, research proposal, master's applicants, PhD applicants, some schools, especially, okay, for PhD, it's compulsory for you to have a research proposal. For master's degree, however, some schools don't require it. Some just require maybe for you to submit an essay or something. But some schools actually require that you have a research proposal, especially when you're in the social science, field. You're in law, you're in political science, you're in sociology, you're in all of these things. They might require you to write a research proposal. So it's also very important that you know how to write a research proposal. Research proposal consists, you have to have your introduction, a bit of literature review or background into that particular, topic you're talking about. You need to have your research aim, your research goal. You need to have your, your methodology, your timeline, your research timeline, all of these things. You need to know how to write your research proposal. And writing your research proposal, especially if you're a graduate from Nigeria, if you graduated from Nigeria, I plead with you, it's very important to note that your experience of writing a research here in Nigeria, if you have written maybe undergraduate research or whatever you've written, even your master's degree, if you have a master's already from Nigeria, the way you write in Nigeria is totally different from how they expect you to write when you're abroad or when you're applying abroad. So if you, we write a lot here in Nigeria. So we keep repeating ourselves, saying same thing in different ways. No, all of those things, go straight to the point. Research proposal, if you go on the university's website, you will see that they say not more than 2,000 words. Some will say 2 pages, some will say 3 pages. So you need to be able to squeeze all your information into those 2-3 pages and make sense. Your aims, your goals, your objectives, your methodology, your background, your introduction, your research questions and all of these things. What you are interrogating or what you are questioning or what you are adding or what you're subtracting, all of these things need to come into the research proposal. So you need to be able to write a clear, concise, but intellectual proposal. And it is very key when you're looking for funding to write a convincing proposal. Some people got their funding today because they wrote a very fantastic research proposal. So that is very important. These are the things, as simple as these 5 bullet points are, if well put, if you put your, you know, your strengths and your knowledge into writing and doing these things right, it could change your life for good. So yeah, a bit of, I don't know if this is clear, but this is just a bit of, if you're looking at traveling abroad, your application expenses worksheet, we need to talk about application fee. You know, when you're applying abroad, except you're looking at maybe Australia, some schools in Australia now charge or now use registered agents because, of course, Nigerians have shown themselves as usual. So they stopped getting direct applications from Nigeria and now use registered agents for applications. So if but some other schools are still actually taking direct applications in Australia, and you don't need application fee to apply to some schools in Australia. But outside that, if you're looking at Canada, if you're looking at the US, if you're looking at the UK, some European countries, you need to budget your application fee. If you're looking at the US and you're looking at funding for the US, you need to budget your test money, exam fee, GRE, TOEFL, IELTS exam, you know, because without GRE, without GMAT, without all of these things, it will be very difficult. The ones that apply to your field. If you're in science, you know, they might ask you to do GMAT, do all of these things. You know, for social sciences, they might require GRE, they might require IELTS, you know, depending on what it is. It might not really matter if you're just looking for admission. Some might waive it. We have a lot of schools in the US post-COVID waiving GRE, waiving application fee, waiving all of these things. But these are information you only get when you are working directly with a consultant, and maybe you've paid the consultant to tell you, do this research for you, and they're giving you names of schools that are waiving GRE, all of this. Or you can just go on Google and search, you know, universities in the US waiving GRE, waiving application fee in 2022. They will come up and you will see that. But outside that, normal standard, you need to budget, you know, your exam fee, your application fee. Then some schools will require that these test centers actually send your results directly to them. You have to pay for all of that. If you're in Nigeria, you definitely also know you have to pay to get your transcripts. Some universities also will require you to send your transcript directly from the school. You need to pay the school to do that postage. So you need to pay for postage fees and all of these things. So these are the things you need to know when you are applying, from application fee to documents, the documents they require, the exam they require you to do, the results you have to send to them. These are some small money that you have to pay when you're applying to school. So let's talk about scholarships. When you apply for scholarships, or when you intend to apply for scholarships, you don't just wake up and say, oh, I saw this opportunity online. Because I personally on my WhatsApp post opportunities, scholarship opportunities every day or maybe every other day on my WhatsApp status. But now, you know, I've moved it to a WhatsApp group. I don't post it on my status anymore. I see a lot of people, when I was posting it on my status directly, a lot of people joined, you know, started saving my number because, and the common mistake I've seen with everybody is I post a particular scholarship opportunity and they jump they jump at it and begin to apply. First thing you need to do when you come face to face with a scholarship opportunity is to ask yourself some questions. Can I convince the admission officer behind my application that I actually fit in for this opportunity? You should ask yourself the question first. Do I actually fit in? Is this where, like, can I give myself the scholarship if I were to be put in the shoes of the person or the set of people who are to make this decision to give me this funding? When you're talking about scholarships, there are some people behind the scene who actually put their money together to give you that funding. So they are not just going to wake up and say, oh, just take anybody who has applied. No, they want to be certain that they are putting in their money into something that will yield. And when I'm talking about yielding, I'm not talking about, oh, you're going to come and pay them back. No, I'm talking about, a situation where in 10 years or in 5 years after you have graduated in that course on a funded program, you can stand on podiums that matter around the world to say, I'm here today because I got funding for my master's through so and so foundation or through so and so scheme. That's what gives them satisfaction. Or you're doing fantastic in that field tomorrow and you're telling your story and it comes up and you say, I actually got scholarship to study in so place. And they ask you what scholarship and you tell them, so they don't want to give someone who would not progress in that field. So you must be able to convince them enough, even though maybe that you're just looking for the scholarship because you cannot afford to send yourself abroad and you need to jackpot. You know that in your mind. But even if, you should still be able to put a sound application, So that's it. You don't just wake up and say, oh, I saw a scholarship opportunity there. I have applied. And then I ask them, once they tell me, oh, I applied for the scholarship you posted yesterday. And I'm like, wow, I posted that scholarship yesterday and this morning you have applied. I mean, they are not going to take you. Scholarship opportunities are applications are tedious. You don't just fill in. Oh, they ask you to write an essay about or tell us why you feel that you're a good fit for this scholarship. You begin to say, I came from a very poor background. I'm from, a state that does not have road, or a village that they don't have road, they don't have light. So I'm hoping that if you give me this scholarship, I'll be able to come back to my country and build road. I mean, or you can't just start being, just making them like writing in a way that you are actually longing for pity. They are not moved by emotions. They are moved by your are you sound? What this application right before me, would it fly anywhere? Like, is this a sound person? Is this an intellectual person? Is this somebody? And also another thing they look out for is, what have you been doing prior to you seeking for funding? So they want to know that, is this person driven even without funding? And that would only show from your past experience. So they want to see in your CV, in your SOP, that you are saying things like, this is what I've done after I left school. For the past 5 years, I've been doing this in my field of study, or outside your field of study, or whatever, field you have been doing. But they want to see progress. They want to see that you have actually dedicated your life and your passion and your zeal and your commitment to something, even when you have no financial backing. This proves to them that, okay, if we pad you up a bit by giving you some ease financially with this scholarship, you definitely not mess up the opportunity, because from your past, they've seen even without funding, you've been thriving, or you've been pushing, you've been consistent, you've been, pushing hard to actually achieve something by yourself. So you don't just wake up from nowhere and say, oh, I'm applying for scholarship. And they're asking you, what have you done, or how do you see yourself in the next 5 years if you actually get this funding, and you're just saying things that don't make sense or that don't relate to the field or the career path in which they are releasing that funding or you're applying for. So first, you need to discover yourself an interest before you can even say, oh, I'm looking for funding. What's your interest? Because if you don't have interest in a particular thing, you cannot even convince yourself by yourself that you have interest in it. So it is impossible to convince a third party that you're interested in it. And nobody's going to give you a scholarship opportunity when they see zero interest in that particular field. So if you cannot convince yourself that you're interested in this line of career, you can't convince the next person. You can't even convince your friend or your mother or your dad. So it becomes very difficult to package an application in which, those that are reviewing it will be convinced that, okay, yeah, she deserves a funding in, in this biochemistry, whatever, scholarship opportunity. So that's the first thing. What are your interests? What do you actually love doing? Or what interests have you built by your experience? So I was talking earlier about maybe you studied physics, but you found yourself maybe as a customer care agent in a bank for 5 years. And then you've gotten to a point where you feel, oh yeah, I love relating with clients. I actually love relating with clients. And you then told yourself, oh, I need to go and study something around, maybe HR, or you want to study something around, customer relations, business or something. You need to be able to prove, if you're seeking for scholarship, that those 5 years of your life you've dedicated in working as a front desk manager, as a customer care manager in the bank, has done something in you, has triggered something in you, and you have gotten to a point where you said, yes, I must get a certification around this because I've realized that, this is where my interest lies, and this is what I want to achieve with this new interest I've just found. Also finding the right match. If you know your interest, then it's easier for you to find the right match for your course. So finding the right match, you find your school, you find your course, you find the country. So mind you, in some schools, they would the course would bear the same name, but the program will bear the same name, but the courses under that program. Let me explain so you get me right. For example, international business management, same program in 3 different schools. International business management, maybe University of Alberta. International business management, maybe in St. John Memorial University in Canada. International business management somewhere else too. 3 different programs, but 3 different schools, but same program. But when you go onto the university's website and you open that program and you begin to look at the courses under those programs, first semester, second semester, third semester, I kid you not, if you're a very detailed person, you will realize that even though they are the same program in 3 different schools, the courses under those same programs differ per school. So if you are probably in HR and you want to go for international business management, you have to look for a program, same international business management, but the courses under it aligns to human resource management. And you can be a business entrepreneur or something, an entrepreneur, or or maybe a front, like I said, this customer care, and you also want to do international business. You then need to find a program, same name, but the courses align to your interest. So this is the mistake a lot of people make, and it even affects them in their visa application, because the visa officer is looking at the program you have chosen in this particular school, and the new or this career path you said you have interest in, and it's because of that you are applying to this school, and they are looking at the courses under that program and they see it does not even match. It just has the name international business, but the courses under it does not match. Maybe the courses under it are human rights and human resource HR related, and you are saying you want to go for international business because maybe you're selling shoes or you're selling bags or something, and they're like, okay, how is that, how does that align? So do yourself the favor to be so detailed to a point where you don't only see the program, you see the courses. They list all of these things on their website. When you go on the website and you choose the program, open program details, and then you begin to see the courses under the program. There are, the courses, the explanation of the different courses and what, you are going to achieve if you take that program. But some people will just see the program and be like, oh, yeah, I'm looking for this program. It's business. And then they take it. So you need to be detailed enough to find the right match. Not only the school, but most especially the program and the courses. And then you can choose any country as long as the school and the program is what you want. We've talked about where your personal interest lies. Also, we've also talked about, what you actually find interesting. Lastly, on this point, a very cogent factor is your cold email. If you are someone who is looking for scholarship, I mean massive scholarship opportunities, you should not sleep on cold emailing professors. Cold emails are sending after you've discovered your interest, you've discovered the school, you've discovered the program. On that same website, you're going to see professors who have done something along your line of maybe research interest. How majority of persons around the world have gotten massive funding is by cold emailing. So you see the detail of a professor on the website who is probably in the same line of research you intend to explore. Cold email that lecturer. Cold emailing is writing the lecturer, talking about your intentions, your research interest, how you have read a little bit about the work he has done so far before you could email a lecturer or a professor. It is very, very important that you actually take ample time to read a little bit about the work that person has done and be certain and sure that it aligns with what you intend to do or what you are already doing. It is very important. So because in emailing that lecturer, you need to explain to him why you think he or she being your mentor or supervisor is going to greatly impact your work and your research experience as a whole. So you need to be able to link or connect what you are doing with what he has already done. So when you are cold emailing, you're introducing yourself, your intentions to apply to that particular university, how you came across his details, and how you have seen read a little bit about what he has done so far, and you are surprised or excited to see that this is exactly what you're trying to research on. Talk a bit about your own angle. Definitely you're not researching exactly what he has researched on. That's not research. So talk about the angle from which you view what he has already written about, either in comparison or in contrasting, whatever you want to do, or however you want to talk about it. But just talk a bit, dwell a bit on what he has done and how you view it from your own lenses and what you intend to do on a larger picture. And then finalize by saying you love to know if he's open to supervision, if he's open to getting, mentees under him, or if he's open to actually being your research supervisor, and leave it at that. Please don't write a very difficult to read email. I'm talking about short, precise, straight to the point, and make sense, making sense email. So, I mean, people have gotten massive funding through this. And when you get a reply from him saying, oh yeah, that's fantastic, this, and it says, oh yeah, have you applied? Once you get a response talking about also have you applied to the university, you should know that he's with you already. Because if he's asking have you applied, it means, oh, I want to know. So have you, shot your shot? Then you respond to him that no, I'm writing to you first to know if you are open to this opportunity, working with you on this, blah blah blah. But now that you have responded, I'll definitely be applying to the university. And I would also love you to know that once I send in my application, I'll send you a mail letting you know that I've sent my application. And once he responds, okay, that's fine, go ahead. Immediately you send your application, you write to him, I've sent my applications, below are my detail, blah, blah, blah. I'm hoping for, a favorable response. Thank you so much for being, so supportive. However, I'm also open. It's at that point you then respond, I'm also open to funding opportunities. I hope you understand the point. I'm talking about funding now. You have exchanged maybe 2-3 emails already. I'm not saying that the first time you're writing to him, talking about your research interest, you are then at the end, oh, I'm open to funding, I don't have money to even do the program. No. You must have exchanged 2-3 emails and gotten to the point where he has indirectly asked you to apply to the school, and you have applied to the school, and then you've told him you've applied to the school. And at that point, you then tell him, I would love to know about funding opportunities. If you are taking in, if you have some funding opportunities, or, the school has some, just talk about, I'm open to, receiving funding, because I know that would go a long way in easing my financial burden at the moment, because I do not want anything to actually interfere with my goals and objectives and my career at this point in my life. There's a way you carve and you say things like that it doesn't come in their faces like you are actually begging to get funding. So this is a method that I know personally, and a lot of people have been talking about, that works. Mind you, you have not applied to any scholarship on the website though. You are talking to a supervisor, a potential supervisor. I need you to know that professors, potential supervisors, or supervisors have funding. They have personal funding. They have slots to get personal funding yearly. So when you have done this, he can easily just say, okay, that's fantastic. Definitely I can take you as my, mentee. I can take you as my research, whatever. And there you go. You pay nothing whatsoever for that, because once he connects to your application details you've sent to him, and that's it. You get full funding for your program. That's one thing you might want to try out. So, ways to secure scholarship opportunities. Like I've told you, Google is your friend. Just write fully funded, master's program in political science. You're going to see opportunities, different opportunities. Universities, I see my time is going. University websites, go to the university website and go to their tuition and fee section. You will see scholarship opportunities that they offer in the university. Essay writing too is a way. Some scholarship opportunities will require you to write essays, or tell you to provide essays you've written, or research work you've done in the past or published in the past. You send all of those things to them, and that's it. I've talked about cold emailing. This is very important. And when you're looking at massive funding, when I talk about massive funding, I'm talking about your tuition is covered. You don't need to pay anything. Try cold emailing. So these are some scholarship opportunities, like in the US, and their focus. Erasmus, research. If you have a 2-1 or a 2-2, you have a good research experience, you have work experience, you have leadership experience, go for Erasmus. Chevron is in the UK. US schools, like I said in the first point, US schools are basically big on research potential, underline potential. So you need to prove to them that you are a great research potential. You understand? That's all they need to know. You don't need to actually have the research experience. You just need to portray yourself as a great potential in the research field, in the academia. And they accept 2-1, 2-2, even third class, HND. US schools accept HNDs. Erasmus, I've already said that, 2-1, 2-2, higher degree, research-oriented work experience, leadership. Chevron is about leadership and development. If you have experiences in leadership and development, they also accept HNDs and 2-2. We have experiences, we have examples of them accepting HNDs and 2-2. We have the SISGP, is a Swedish scholarship, experienced potential professionals with a grade sufficient for admission. So if you're a professional and you have a grade sufficient for their normal admission, you qualify for this scholarship. The DAD scholarship focuses on work and research experience and employability back home. One thing I need you to note when you see employability back home, if you know that your aim is to jackpot at last, don't go and take up a scholarship that requires you to come back home. You have shot yourself in the leg. So if you apply for scholarship, be very sure and detailed to read the requirements of that scholarship. So you don't end up applying for a scholarship, getting the scholarship, going for the program, and then after they're telling you, no, it's impossible to stay back in this country. You need to go back home because you are a participant of this particular scholarship opportunity. So Commonwealth scholarship too, they are after your academic merits, they are SDG focused, and home impact. You need to also prove that after getting this scholarship, you are going to do something with it back home in your country. So be very careful if your intention is to jackpot at last. MasterCard scholarship is academic merit, leadership, community service, giving back home. Be very careful. Canada is big on your grades. Canada is big on your research experience. Canada is big on you being a research potential, and your passion, your zeal, your motivation. Hong Kong PhD scholarship, this for people interested in Hong Kong scholarship. Academic excellence, research, ability and potential, your communication, your interpersonal skills, and your leadership skill. The EFL scholarship is after your merit, academic merit, your language skill, your research proposal, the originality of your research proposal if you're looking for your PhD, and partnership of own country with France. So other funding bodies and like ANSOR, these people give a lot of scholarship. They're a non-governmental organization, is a Chinese scholarship. We also have the Global Korean Scholarship. So those are those. Because I'm way behind the timing, I'm just quickly going to talk about writing your SOPs, which is also a very important thing. Okay, which is also a very important thing in applying abroad. You need to be able to write a very good SOP. Writing an SOP is writing your purpose and motivation behind attending the program. Dues of writing an SOP. Writing an impressive SOP requires effort, awareness, and patience. You have to have a clear idea of your program. Idea of your program requires you having a clear idea of your curriculum, your research opportunities, your faculty profile, and your career expansion. You need to be able to tie your SOP is writing a story. You need to be able to tie everything together to make it a complete story. Your SOP is writing a story. You need to be able to tie everything. I can hear myself. Okay. All right. So the dues of writing an SOP is firstly, you establish your academic interest. You project your academic journey and your work experience. You convince anyone reading your SOP of your passion in that particular discipline. Is very important. And you also project yourself as an ideal candidate by saying that, you understand the rigor of the program, you work under stringent deadlines, you can prove all of these points, by your work experience. You know, I've done this and that in my present job, and I've been I've been given award around, meeting deadlines, working under pressure. And just say you're looking forward to working with students from different nationality, and you are committed to whatever you're committed to whatever you find yourself doing. So definitely you're going to be committed to this program if you get the opportunity. And that's it. Avoid repetition when you're writing an SOP. Also, do not include, you don't need to talk about achievement and experiences that does not align to that program. That adds nothing to what you are applying for. There's no point talking about your chieftaincy title when you apply, or things that don't just add up. To avoid wasting time, don't talk about that. So also, if the achievement you have is way back, like in your secondary school days and all of that, you don't need to talk about all of that, except that particular achievement have done something significant in your growth and your personal growth and career growth over the years. Then you can make mention to that. Avoid controversial topics too as well. When you're writing your SOP, don't talk about religion, politics, anything controversial, don't talk about it. So when you're writing an SOP, showcase your motivation, be yourself, be real, be genuine, do research, make your SOP interesting to read, make it flow, let there be a good and smooth transition between your paragraphs. Don't just focus on your milestones and your achievements all the way. Also focus on your motivation, your takeaway, your learning, even from your work experience, things you've undergone, what it has taught you, how it has formed you, and how all this will help you in your journey, in your academic journey. So also, conclude by highlighting your determination to excel in the program and how you intend to add value to the program and grow beyond your institution into the world at large. It's very important. When you ask the question of how many graduate applications should you submit, there is no specific one. But, you might apply between 5 and 8 programs. If you add the application fee for that, kindly spread your applications. If you are looking for scholarship opportunities, if you're on Twitter, and you are in following this set of academic Twitter people, you realize how some people said they have sent over thousands of scholarship applications before they got one. So if you are looking for scholarship opportunities, you shouldn't even put a number to the applications you are applying to. But if you are just looking for admission, you can apply between 3, 5, and 8. You should definitely get 1 or 2. I've talked about academic CV already, and I've talked about research proposal already. So so that's it. I'm just going to end on this note and open the floor for questions and answers. Thank you very much.
Wow. I can't express my feelings right now. In all sincerity and honesty, there are a lot of information I'm just hearing for the first time. A lot. At the back end, I was just saying, really? This is part of it? This is a whole masterclass on its own. In all honesty, I'm sincere. I'm hearing some things for the first time. That part you're talking about, professors, they have slot for funding. I was like, wow. What you don't know is beyond is your master. Thank you so much for this section. I want to give you some fire emojis in the comments and your questions. Drop your question. I can see we have a lot of online viewers today. Many people want to travel out. They want to travel out of the country. And the comment section has been, pumping a lot of things. Yes, there's no limit to scholarship opportunities. I have a friend that does academic writing, and I follow her status from time to time. I see or some things you talk about, like academic writing is a whole lot of things. So if you have questions, please drop your question. She She has done a good job. I don't know, it's more than a good job. She break everything down. I was telling somebody where I am currently that if you follow all what this woman is saying now, you're like a step ahead because you have the knowledge already, and that's why we organize this summit. So ask your
Yeah.
questions. I know there's going to be a lot of questions. If she can't finish everything, you have to follow her on our Twitter, that's car feed. Somebody should help me type our Twitter and our Instagram username in the comment section so that I can post it so everybody can follow her so that I can get more insight. And then if you need more consultation, just know that is not free. She did this one for free, but if you want to consult her, I mean, get in touch with her, just come with your money, whether in naira or dollar, anyone. Because this one she even give us for free is loaded. Trust me, it is loaded, very, very loaded. You need to come if you come back to this channel and watch this section again. You know. All right. So I'm saying appreciation in the comment section. If you have, yes, very, very insightful. Please ask your questions. Ask your questions. This is the final section. I told you the other time that the best is reserved for the last. Before our guest speaker will leave the stage, for the past 50 minutes, she has been talking about insights and guidelines to study abroad. Very powerful, powerful insight. Things I've not even had before. I'm being sincere with you. And since I've known you today, it's an added knowledge to me. All right. So I'm not seeing any question yet. Okay, there's this question here, ma. Let me read it out. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. She said, I studied economics as an undergraduate, but I am currently doing business and entrepreneur. She's an entrepreneur. Okay, so the next question she asked is, can I study human resource as an economist? I think,
Of course, yeah.
do you get the
Of course,
question?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, yeah, you can study it's interlinked. You studied economics, human resources they are all in the same, they are all business related, human resources, economics. Definitely you can go for human resources as an economist, yeah.
Can I even add this, man, in addition to answer?
Yeah,
HR too, they are business partners too. They are
yeah,
business
yeah.
partners. You must know figures. You must know your figures. You must know about finance. So even as an economist, it's a good leverage. That's good.
It's
I hope you got
connected.
the answer now. Definitely from yes, very, very connected. Ask more questions. So I know Nigerians, I know some of them are here. Most of them are here, right? We have other countries who are here, but I know Nigerians, they use the word Japan. All right. So okay, this is a thumbs up from somebody. Thank you, Mr. Olumide Abraham. Okay. Another question before our guest will leave the studio. I know this one they don't have question. Your section was so insightful and systematic. You break it down. So I think they got there's clarity already. There's clarity. There's clarity. Wow, today this summit has been a mind-blowing summit. A mind-blowing summit. From one value loaded to another to another. You think you had it all, the next speaker will come and give you another fire. Okay, man, this is the question. Can they have your WhatsApp number?
Yes, my WhatsApp number is out in the open. It's public it's public property at the moment. So it's out in the
It's public.
open.
Okay, okay. I understand. I understand. Can you give us your Instagram Andrew so that I can type it? I'll type it and
Yes.
display.
Corfeed Consulting.
All right, Confit.
CAULFIELD Consulting.
All right. So she's on Instagram. That's the. So I'm going to display this thing right now. So you see it's correct. So please follow her on Instagram right now. She drop nugget and insight from time to time. I think that's correct. Can you check your screen right now?
Yes.
That's correct, right?
No. The D is missing.
Oh, All right. Let me adjust it.
And also they can reach out to
Okay,
me
just a
on
minute.
WhatsApp. It's easier too, yeah. So
Okay, maybe you can you call out the WhatsApp number?
08115 36
Okay.
0070.
Okay, can you come again, ma'am?
0811 536 0070.
All right. Just to be sure I get this correctly, because of the international number, that's the number of the screen. Is
Yes,
it correct, ma'am? Correct. All right.
yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. Due to the international audience that we have, those who are outside Nigeria, because we have
Yeah.
participants from Ghana, Sierra Leone, and the likes. So reach out WhatsApp and indicate that you are from the Upskill Summit. So don't
Yeah.
just go there seeking for free knowledge. You are getting the free knowledge here. You need to get yeah, definitely. I need to make this point clear because if you can give so much value for free, trust me, what you get if you go for consultation, it's going to be mind blowing. Just like easy, you have it already. Okay, there's a question mark before you go. That's it on the screen. Can a polytechnic student of upper credit apply for scholarship to all these institutions? The question is on the screen.
Okay. To be clear, can you please, if you can hear me, what degree do you get from your polytechnic? Is it an OND? Is it an ND? Is it an HND? What is the name of the degree that or the certificate you get? So
Oh, okay, Mr. Israel, can you drop, is it an ND or HND? This very innocent, can you please answer that question so that she can, you can go ahead and maybe give to answer the question in the two ways. I mean, the HND and the
okay,
ND.
so because I need to be sure, I really
Yes,
do
ma'am.
not know the degrees of
Yeah,
Nigeria. It goes to my head, so I don't know. But for
yes,
example, if it happens to be an HND, if you have an HND from a university and you are trying to get a scholarship abroad, I advise them on two different things. One, if you okay, HND to be precise, thank you. So HND, I would advise you if you're looking for a scholarship, you should look out for scholarships in the US or maybe UK as well, US and UK. But then there are two ways to go about it. If you're looking at the US, I would advise you to do either of two things. There's something they call WES evaluation, WES evaluation. Do that, do the USA WES evaluation. You go to the portal. When you Google WES evaluation, it will take you to their website. You do the WES evaluation, but when you have an HND, it is very important that you do the course by course evaluation. So you do a course-based evaluation on WES portal. It is paid for, so you have to pay for it. How you do that is that you open a profile for yourself on the WES website, and then you request for your transcript. The WES, after you've paid, WES is going to give you a reference number and all of these things. Then you request for your transcript from your school for them to send it directly to WES in the US. They would have given you the address to send it to. And once you send it to them, they will evaluate it and send it back to you. So once they send it back to you on your portal, whenever you then need to apply for scholarship, you will use their evaluation that they send to apply as your transcript. So this time around, you are not using your transcript to apply. You are using their evaluation to apply. So if you are not doing that, you can then consider, because what that WES evaluation is going to do is the WES evaluation is going to look at all the courses you took on your in your undergraduate in your HND program, and then try to evaluate it and tell you what it equates to in the US. So what they are returning back to you is an equivalent transcript of what entails in the US. So that is what you are then using to apply. So whenever you send that out with your application, the admissions department are looking at your transcript as an equivalent of someone who studied in the US. So they are going to, that's how they are going to look at it. So if you are not doing that, you can then do a HND to BSc translation, transition in Nigeria. Some schools offer that program. I know FUOYE offers it. Some schools, if you go on Google and check for HND to BSc conversion programs in Nigerian universities, you will see universities that offer this program, and it's just 1 year. So you can dedicate 1 year into doing a conversion program. So once you convert, you get a BSc degree, and then you can use that your degree to then apply for the scholarships. So those are your two options.
Awesome. That is an explicit answer and straightforward answer. And that, you can see his response on the screen. That great. That means
Yes,
he got the
it.
answer he needed. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. We are so grateful. I'm grateful for your time, ma. God bless you, ma. Yeah. Okay, let me put the WhatsApp number once again for the last time. Or I reach out our WhatsApp contact for more insight and private consultation. If you have friends that are interested in studying abroad, look no further. She's your go-to person for anything abroad. If you just you are looking for tourism too, tourism and the like, go to our Instagram and you will see all of those things. Thank you so much, ma'am, Mrs. Deborah Kolade, for your time. We are so grateful.
Much. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. I hope you all enjoyed the last section with the seat speaker for this summit. What a mind-blowing section. All this knowledge for free. Okay. Oh, Mr. Innocent, please reach out on WhatsApp. I will put a WhatsApp number on that's WhatsApp contact. Please reach out to ask more further questions. And if you have anybody that wants to process his or online study, please reach out to her on WhatsApp and you are good to go. You can see what she has in store for us. She is so loaded. Very loaded. She was just going on and on and on. All right. So we have come to the end of this Career and Skill Summit 2022 of Scale is the Team. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are so grateful. I am super excited you are here. I'm so grateful doing this with you, being your anchor since day 2. Okay, so Henry. Okay, Henry, I will display our WhatsApp number again. Our WhatsApp number is on the screen. Henry Unduka. Please write down the WhatsApp number and reach out on WhatsApp. You will get our Instagram there so that I can follow our, or ask. You can ask this question for me so that I get more things. All right. So thank you so much. Before we go, I want to appreciate some people, our speakers, and the summit team. So I'm going to play some things for you. Just in the comment section, I want to see the fire emojis. You need to show them appreciation for this summit. It has been a mind-blowing section from day 1 to day 2 to day 3. It is really mind-blowing. Trust me, I'm not mimicking words. I'm being sincere with you. The values are too much. Is there anything like that? The values are loaded. You have gained knowledge. It's time to implement. So stay tuned and please, I want to see the comment section. Once I'm playing the video slides for you, I want to see something. Okay. Okay, all right. I can see the comment section. All right, fire, fire. Thank you. That's what I want to see. Awesome. Oh, you're welcome from Cameroon. Yes, from Cameroon. From Rwanda, I've joined from Cameroon, from Liberia. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. I love this fire. Give me more fire, more fire. I love this. Thank you so much. And I want to appreciate all the summit team for putting all these things together. It's not a one man thing. There are some people behind the scene that put all these things together. And before I go finally, like I said the other time, this event is anchored by the Alpha Global Leadership Academy, and I am the convener of this summit. So interesting. All right. So you are seeing my face directly. So I'm going to play a video now to appreciate all the summit team. They are really, really wonderful people. I so much love them sincerely. They are the best team. I love them so much. They are beautiful and they are brave. They are so beautiful and they are brave. So they're behind. I want to see the comment section. Booming, booming. All right. Oh, thank you so much. So I really appreciate everybody. Oh, see the comment section. Fire, fire. Thank you. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right. So this day, we'll be drawing the curtain of today's edition and the first edition of this. Thank you so much for putting this together. This team. I love you all. I love you all. My name is David Akinwale, signing out from the Career and Skills Summit 2022 edition. Watch out for the second edition. On the final note, go and implement all what you have learned in this summit, and you will get results. My name is David Akinwale once again. Live your best life. Bye for now. Bye. Bye for now.